I know it's a safe ticket. It's a safe ticket.
Mine is $230 mil?
But I really, really like it. All right, coming up, Davis is back with Chalk Talk, chatting with Sean Lemon. All right, taking a look at the 2022 sack leaders. By the way, whoever put together this title of this board certainly needs a raise. Lemonade and a sack lunch. I love this. Lorenzo Ball leading the way. He's been fantastic with 10. Pete Robertson. Oh, it's Joe. I'm being told it's Joe.
Joey Dabuzo.
Joe, you just got promoted at TSN, and there he is, Sean Lemon, sitting there with 6. As promised, here's Davis Sanchez with Chalk Talk.
We're here today with 2 beasts, defensive linemen, Mike Rose, Sean Lemon. We'll talk about the intricacies, the battle between the offensive line and the defensive line, starting off with the most difficult thing, and that's the fine line between hitting the quarterback and taking care of your fellow players. How's that battle been for you?
It's very tough at times because it's like you want your presence felt as far as in the game and pass rushing. But you have to get through the O-lineman first.
My biggest thing is the inconsistency that comes with what can the offensive lineman do, you know, because I've been clothesline, single leg takedown like it's wrestling, or my favorite, they'll get bull rush and they'll step back and then he'll just grab you and pull you down.
So you're saying that offensive linemen are doing a lot of this and it's not getting called. Give me an example of when you'll see a trip.
So a lot of times you can make an inside move, you can beat an offensive lineman, you're looking directly down the line to see where the quarterback is, and O-lineman can trip you up. You know, and it's a lot of things for the refs to watch, but, you know, they don't see stuff like that because they're looking.
Percentage-wise, how many times do you think that gets called and how many times it gets missed?
I've never seen it called.
You talked about a takedown?
Oh, the single leg takedown. So Lim's the DN, he's engaged with me, or this happens on the inside a lot. And say you try to shed over, and my head goes down, like say you club swim me or something, I do this. Now, essentially, once I grab this leg, you're going down. And if there's trash, you know, all the trash where all the linemen are, ain't nobody gonna see that. That's little stuff that gets you angry. Like, I've beaten you, let me go ahead and collect my check. When I react, then it's a problem. I'm fighting the ref and all this. But when in reality, that's probably the 3rd time we done seen that.
We saw an incident recently, much talked about, a defensive lineman with a low hit, a dirty hit on a quarterback, was suspended.
That's Mazzoli who is down.
Rough play disqualification. Saskatchewan number 92. This will be a 25-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
We're not saying it's right. No one's condoning it. You think there's some buildup with some of the stuff that's happened previously?
I think that incident probably sparked from Robertson getting hurt earlier.
Unnecessary roughness. Ottawa number 64. The penalty will be applied from the end of the play. 15-yard penalty. It will be 3rd down.
I don't think anybody, I would hope nobody would be genuinely out there trying to hurt people.
I don't know him personally, but I do know that there's been a history of things displayed on film. But I do know there's a lot of things that come on along in the game where it's like, my real beef as a defensive lineman is not really with the quarterback. It's really with the O-lineman. We had a player last year against Montreal, defensive tackle.
Major foul, clipping, Montreal number 67.
It looked like he just targeted below the knee.
He hasn't played football since. You know what I mean? So
describe the type of play that happened in the rough.
The guard would be essentially right here, and as a 3 technique, I'm not looking at him.
Right.
You know, so when you go that way, my eyes are at you. You've turned and ran, so I'm running with you, and then he comes and takes my knees out.
Offensive tackle is supposed to be scoop blocking, combination blocking with the guard.
Yeah.
So he didn't get out of his stance fast enough to get to that tackle. So the only way I can get to him is to dive at his ankle.
Because you're not looking.
Exactly. I can't protect myself.
You're vulnerable. Right.
Exactly. It's a nasty play that doesn't get called enough. But anytime that we can get a chance to get your little brother.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
We want your little brother.
A little dance to celebrate.
Mike Rose.
How do you manage the small strike zone of where you can hit a quarterback and then everything happening so fast?
Full speed, if I can manage to not knock the quarterback out, hit him above the head or below the knee, I feel like I shouldn't be violated by an O-lineman and clothesline to wrestle to the ground.
You've been in the league a long time. Has it become more difficult?
It's very difficult, but the thing is, as the years go along, quarterbacks are getting paid more and more,
Sure.
so it's going to become a lot more difficult. Yeah. It's a battle that we're never going to win, but all you can do is, try to stay up on quarterbacks and, just try to stay up, or as soon as we touch them, they can go down.
I appreciate you big fellas coming to hang out and talk a little bit about that D-line, O-line play. You got a tough deal. You got referees don't like Mike, offensive linemen chopping you down and tripping you. How you overcome all these things moving forward?
I personally love the hate, from the refs and the O-linemen and the offensive coordinators. That means they're thinking about me. I believe you can't block me legally.
Keep chasing quarterbacks. For me, I'll be in the top 20 all-time in sacks coming up. So
big money.
Just keep depositing the checks. And Mike Rose say what?
Respect.
The only way you can block him is if it's Twitter or Instagram.
The only way. Thank you. Appreciate you guys.
Ches, admit it, there was never a referee that didn't like you. Like, everybody loved Ches?
Yeah, because I knew how to play the game.
To be honest, though, I was surprised when you just did tell me when we were watching that, too, that Mike thinks that way.
He's such a likable guy.
He is.
It's surprising. And it was funny. Sean, as a veteran, he understands that you got to kind of talk to the refs and be good with the referees because ultimately they have to make decisions sometimes. And they like
butter him up when you can.
Absolutely. Mike Rose, fun guy, one of the best young, probably, you said it, underrated and underappreciated interior D lineman in the league. One thing I took away from this, and we'll see these guys today, but Sean especially, been around the league a long time, he seemed to understand the importance, how difficult it is now to play defense, period, with the rules, but also understanding the importance of protecting our stars, and that's the quarterbacks.
Yes.